Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing a quick video on a new pen that I recently got. It is the Jinhao 992. It comes with a converter. Each pen comes with a converter, and you can get them in a set of 6. But I wanted to eyedropper convert them. There aren't very many videos on how to do it, so I figured I'd do a quick video here and kind of show you what I did and how I did it. So let's move the camera down here so you can see what's going on. Okay, so move it up a little bit. These are the 6 colors that you get. You get this like super ugly, like pinkish, orangish one. Green. This one's clear. This is like a brown, almost like a copper, or the ink color ancient copper. A blue one, and then like a dark gray or black one. So the first thing I did when I got these is they have this little pin. If you can see where the ink is at that bottom part, it's actually like a little plug that goes in there. If you can easily pry that off, do that, because if you don't, the ink will leak out. Okay, so pry it off, and then what I'm going to show you is how to glue it back in. However, mine, when I got them, were very, very hard to get off. I actually wish I wouldn't have and just kind of waited to see if they leaked before I did this mod. But, you know, if you have some that are really tightly on there and you can't get them off, if you try with your fingernail or, you know, if you can get something into that little crease right there and you can't pry it off, just leave it and then pay close attention to see if it leaks. Maybe keep it in a small Ziploc baggie with a tissue or something to see if it'll leak. If it doesn't leak, great. If it does leak, then you can pry it off and do what I'm going to show you here. But I did see, you know, 1 or 2 videos on how to do it, not very many good ones. So what I originally did, pried that off, stuck some of this glue. So this is Gorilla Glue Clear. Make sure you get the clear stuff if you want to, you know, dig the clearness of the demonstrators. So all of these have glue in them already. I don't know how much you can see, but you can see that it's clear. Obviously, in some places there's some bubbles and whatever. There's also some reports of people getting cracks down the bottom of the barrel here. This one does have some. I just made sure to get quite a bit of glue around that area so that it wouldn't affect and it wouldn't leak. But so if you can get the tip off, go ahead and do that, and then put a bunch of glue around there so you can effectively not have to worry about the cracks. This one actually has a crack too that I don't have much glue around, so we'll probably fix that one here too. And put it back in, and make sure you dry it completely upright so that it's even on the bottom. You can spin it around to get like a level around the sides, but I guess my preference is up and down. So these pens, they write really well. They're super cheap. You can get them on Amazon, all 6 of them for like 15 bucks. Prime, you get free shipping. The glue's $2-3, and this will be enough glue to last you a lifetime. I like them because you can match your colors, your ink colors. Have a bunch of pens with different colors ready to go. So like this one is really good for like Diamine Meadow. This, like I said earlier, I'm going to do some ancient copper in that one. Then you get a blue, like a black. I don't know if I'll ever use this pen because it's so darn ugly. But you have that one if you like it. And then the clear one, you can obviously put whatever you want in it. This one, I did do the glue on, but it didn't seal, or there's just a little bit of a hole, which you can see if you fill it with water and then take a syringe and pull some air out of it. Sometimes it gives you bubbles. Doesn't seem to be doing that now, but it did earlier. So I promise you there is a leak in this one, and there's a crack in this one. So there's a screw cap, and you can screw off the section, and then there's a like I said, they all come with converters, but I just put mine in a baggie and set them to the side. I want to use them for eyedroppers. I prefer large ink capacity pens. You know, like I love the Pilot capless or vanishing point, but it just did not hold enough ink for me. I kept having to change inks, kept having to refill it, and that is just not viable for me. I'm on the go a lot, and I like to be able to carry a large amount of ink with me without having to carry like something full of ink, so I could refill it every couple of pages. But it just didn't have enough ink capacity for me. So anyhow, that is kind of the purpose, one of the main reasons why I got these pens. Plus they're so cheap, you can't not try it. So since I already glued part of this, I can't just pry this plug off like I did initially. It was really hard initially, but I couldn't even do that now if I tried, because I do have some glue in it. So I'm going to try to get it down, the glue down all the way where I'm having my leaking issues without having glue all down the barrel. Another guy I saw did a video, and he glued it from the top one of the first times, and he got glue all down the barrel, and he didn't like it, and I liked the demonstrator part of this. So I'm going to try and you know, use this straw to get glue right down there so I don't have a leak anymore. You're going to waste a decent amount of glue doing this, because you're going to have glue, you're going to have to fill up basically the whole straw before you're able to get glue down where you need it. But like I said, for me it's worth it. So what I'm going to do is just take some scissors, put the straw in there, and get ready to go here. This glue is, Gorilla Glue is awesome. I love it. I have it in so many different fashions, and the epoxy is amazing. So it has the precision tip. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. So I'm just going to, it fits nicely inside that. So I am just going to squeeze away. I am not sure how much of this you're going to be able to see, but I am getting some bubbles towards the end, so I know I am forcing some glue, and I can actually see it. I don't know if you can see around there. It kind of came up on the side of the straw. So I'm going to get the straw out of there after I got a new layer of glue. Did leave a trail, but it's not too terrible. You can live with it. And also, Q-tips are your friend. So I am going to try clean it up a little bit. One swipe and on to the next one, so I don't get it all nasty. One thing with this glue, you are supposed to get everything you're going to use wet before, so it like activates the glue somehow. I'm not entirely sure, but it does tell you to do that. So I have glue now right up to about there. You lose a little bit of ink capacity, obviously, but obviously you can't use the pen like an eyedropper without that. So now you want it to be upright. So what I'm going to do is over here, you can see I have all my sample vials. I'm going to sit my barrel upright just like that. I'm going to leave the section and everything off so that it'll dry, and I'll put the section and the lid, or the cap, right here next to this one. I'm going to do the same thing over here, just to kind of seal up that crack that I had. So again, goes right in the straw. It's going to be somewhat full, so it shouldn't be too bad. I do want to pull up on this. You could probably tape the straw to the glue if you were worried about precision, but I can tell I already got it down there. Just kind of swirl it around, make sure I got it by the crack. Pull it out. Set the glue down. Grab a Q-tip and just try and clean it up a little bit. Should be pretty good. And we will let that dry. Same type deal. Just gonna set it. I'm gonna have to pull out another ink vial. I'm gonna need another one. Alright, so we're just gonna set them right there. I don't know if you can see them or not. Yeah, right there. To let them dry. And then as soon as they're dry, it really doesn't take too terribly long. You know, I'd say maybe overnight. then you are good to go. And it didn't cost you much, a straw and some glue. And you can probably do this with lots of pens that aren't meant to be airdroppers. Excuse me, eyedroppers. If they have, you know, the little air holes at the bottom of the barrel like a lot of pens do. As long as they don't have any metal on them, they should be fine. So like this pen, I'm just going to show for example, I'm not going to do this, but just, this is the Pentel Tradio. It's kind of a cheapy, Staples-ish pen. I just got it to kind of try it out. I haven't been a huge fan of it, but I'm just using up the ink that it came with, and then I'm going to put a different ink in it and see if I actually like it. But this pen, the barrel, you can see some daylight back there, has those air holes. So if you wanted to eyedropper this, which you probably shouldn't because there is some metal on there, but you could if you wanted to. It's a cheap enough pen that if it ruined it, it wouldn't be the end of the world. You could do the same thing with the straw. Throw the straw down there, put a little bit of glue in it. You might want to put your finger or some tape or something on the bottom here so you know that you're not going to be dripping glue everywhere, so it stays where it needs to. And then once it solidifies, you're good to go. So just some options there, and I love cheap pens. I don't like spending a lot of money on pens. Some of my favorite pens are some really cheap pens. These pens have been awesome. I've had them for probably a month or so, and just a huge fan of them. They write super well. I think you can get fine and medium nibs. They are Japanese, so they're pretty fine, but I did get the fine. You can't get a mixture, you know, 3 fine, 3 mediums. It's either all 6 fine or all 6 mediums. But that's what I got, and they seem to work really well. I had one pen, the clear one, who didn't write out the box. Couldn't figure out what the deal was, so I just took the nib apart and used myself some brass sheets. Just did the smallest 0.001 brass shims, and went through that nib a few times, and it wrote like a dream after that. So, you know, just, they're a cheap pen, so you can mess around with them. You can do some micro mesh and mylar paper and all that good stuff to smooth it out, or widen the tines however you want to, so they write like you want them to. And they're cheap, and then you just use an eyedropper and you get a ton of ink. Let me look right now and I could show you how much. So this is the empty green one. There's no ink in it right now. This is some homemade pen cleaning solution. So I'll just fill up my syringe here so I can tell you how much it. Oops. I'm going to get you to 4 mils. I don't think it'll hold that much, but we'll give it a shot. So a solid 3. Well, 3 probably, no more than 3. So it holds 3 mils of ink, which is a ton of ink. Most eyedroppers, I think, are around that 3 mark. But that's what I like. I don't like to have to worry about how much ink I have, if I'm gonna run out, if I'm gonna run dry, and I like to clean that up a little bit. I like to be able to carry my ink with me, and I usually, you know, find an ink that I really like, and then use 3 mils of it, and then go back and clean my pen and all that good stuff and change it. If you guys have any questions or need me to show you something else about these, let me know. Otherwise, happy nib tuning and happy pen modding, and hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.